Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses as we begin with the Brotherhood of Man, the problem presented by J.E. Richardson, author of Volumes 2, 3, 4, 5, and editor of Volume 1, Harmonic Series, The Great School of Natural Science. Addressed to the progressive intelligence of the age. Chapter 1. The problem presented. The Brotherhood of Man is an expression which has been used by students and thinkers throughout the entire world. The idea has been taught throughout the ages. It has been the object of all great philosophers and masters. But among all of these, there is not one who claims to have originated it. It is the very foundation of the ethical structure of all the great religions and philosophies of the world. And yet it would seem to be an expression which no two individuals understand alike. The various definitions to be found in the literature of all countries fully verify this statement. It is because of the fact that the expression has been used by students, teachers, thinkers, and philosophers in a manner as to indicate a very hazy understanding of its basic meaning that a definition and elucidation of the subject from the standpoint of the great school of natural science was undertaken. Among the definitions which have been found in literature and taught, some of the following may be of more than ordinary interest. The Brotherhood of Man is the harmonious relation which each individual must sustain towards him or herself and towards all mankind to conform to nature's ethical principles. The Brotherhood is the universal spirit of unity to be established and exemplified by every individual in daily conduct. The lofty state of life in which men seek to serve each other and God continuously, constructively, and unselfishly. It is the intelligent, constructive, cooperative motives, efforts, and conduct of individual entities, thereby constituting a human fraternity. The Brotherhood of Man is the reaching of mankind to the stage in its evolutionary progress, wherein it will live in harmony and cooperation, free from religious, racial, and social prejudices and its dire consequences, like children well bred in one good regulated family who are ruled by one wise father, fed and readied by one loving mother. Is the ideal conception of constructive cooperation in all things, under all conditions, at all times, between the units of human society, a term used to express the thought that all mankind represents one family of brothers and sisters, claiming fathership in God, and that as such, each is equally entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is the relation which exists between human souls when the spirit of love has dispelled all darkness of misunderstanding and only goodwill towards all remains to unite each and every soul into a harmonious whole. In the family and social relations, there must be recognition of a common brotherhood to be the inspiration and obligation of all corporeal life. Love and service to humanity, a state that can only be obtained through living in harmony with one's fellow men of all nations and creeds. It is man's recognition and application of his true relation to God and his fellow man, or we might say, the thing most talked of and least practiced. When the race has developed under the universal principles of harmony to a recognition of its spiritual kinship and its cosmic responsibility, when the world has become the great temple of God, and in each heart abides love, tolerance, charity, that shall be the Brotherhood of Man. It is, to the best of one's resources, to enhance the prosperity and welfare of the community of one's fellow brethren and of all mankind in general. To love all men. The Brotherhood of Man is the keystone of the triumphant arch, representing the gateway to abundant life. All of the foregoing definitions are individual understandings of the meaning and significance of the expression, the Brotherhood of Man. From the various concepts expressed, it would seem that this most familiar and vital expression, though in common use throughout many hundreds of years and in virtually every civilization on earth, still fails to convey, even to men and women of lofty intelligence far above the general average, any single, definite, distinct, and unequivocal meaning or concept. It is still open to interpretation by anyone who employs it or hears it. This means that, so far as the general public is concerned, the term has never been so defined as to bring it clearly and definitely within the limits of exact science. Nevertheless, there is a scientific basis which the Brotherhood of Man becomes as much and as truly a fact of nature as the planet on which we live, or the central sun about which our earth revolves. Moreover, the school of wisdom wherein the demonstration of its practicality has been made in neither a myth, a dream, a fancy, nor an illusion. It is an institution that has existed since the memory of man runneth not to the contrary. Hence it is that I am impelled to formulate into clear and definite English the definition of the great and ancient school of wisdom, that it may be used as a master key by which any and all individuals may determine the scientific value of the various brotherhoods among mankind as they exist today. Before doing this, however, it will be helpful to have definitely in mind the various institutions which represent the best efforts of mankind of the present day and generation to organize themselves into specific groups, and shall respect their various and somewhat conflicting ideas as to the fundamental principle at the basis of the Brotherhood of Man, as well as the many brotherhoods among men. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.